Riot Games Arena. Let's get this first elimination match started. Let's bring out 100 Thieves!
100 Thieves coming into this matchup with a chip on their shoulder. You heard Cryo in that setup. Last time they played, it was a close game. Could have gone either way, and we agreed here on the desk. Today is the day, Myrna, where they can finally say, you know what, we are better than the world champions.
I mean, we've seen them be super creative, trying to come up with a lot of these deep gameplays and setting up every single player on this team. But it's just a matter of if they can do it against NRG. This team, they've seen how it is to be the rookies and how it is to be that explosive play style. And if they can bring that and kind of figure out that, hey, NRG, they're a little bit more passive, I'm ready to go, it's something that they really should bring to the table.
And now, let's bring out their opponents. Your defending champions, NRG!
You heard Riv, the defending world champions, but they're coming fresh off of a loss against G2 Esports, a team that has had their number time and time again. But this time around, Mimi, there's an opportunity here for NRG to say, hey, you guys thought that game was close last time. You ain't seen nothing yet. They want to make a statement here and stay alive in this competition.
A team that has proved how good they are in lower bracket runs when the pressure is on. And a team that has always been good at learning from their losses, but they're facing up against history. No championship squad has ever come back from winning that accolade and managed to continue that success into the next year. Winning here, winning their next game, qualifying to Santiago. Those are the steps on the road to do it.
Here's your series layout. Pearl, Abyss, split if necessary. Emily, how are we feeling?
Feeling good about the Pearl, not so much about the Abyss. Yes, we've seen
Feeling good
NRG.
for the Pearl for who? For NRG?
For 100 Thieves, yes.
Thieves, yeah.
And NRG, it makes sense that they picked Abyss. They had a strong start on it last year, but again, the meta has shifted. I feel like, you know, when we saw them last time, it was a little bit closer, and they also, going up against MIBR, they already had footage on that, which is why it was so dominant. They knew everything that they were going to do. But here, I feel like 100 Thieves could have changed a lot, so it's not going to be as readable and not going to be as easy as a win.
True, but I'm going to bring it back to Pearl a little bit because I'm a little bit scared for 100 Thieves for picking this. Yes, NRG, they did just kind of get owned on it by G2 the other day, but G2 pulled out a wild card. So for 100 Thieves, I'm expecting to see something kind of crazy to set up for that game plan, and they need to expect that NRG have fixed a lot of those issues that they have seen and the ones that they made against G2.
One of the biggest reasons for the end of tournament surge in Paris for NRG to go on to win that trophy was the excellent prep work they brought into matches. Bonkar, throughout his career, and especially with this NRG roster, has proved adept at coming up with the right counter strats, the right way to play into opponents once you have that tape. And they've got a hell of a lot of tape on 100 Thieves. They've played 7 matches already in this tournament, and they're a team who relies heavily on their set strats, on the rounds where they're calling things off barrier. This is a great opportunity for him to have the read.
All right, and here is your agent select Cryo on the veto. We're getting that back again.
That's Emily's.
Yeah,
Emily's veto Cryo goes crazy.
It does, and I think we saw it last time. It was such a pain to have when you're going into these really late in the round plays and execs that we've seen a lot of teams like to do, because on Pro, you want to work that map. But going into a veto, you have so much utility there that just kind of cuts or counters the rest of the utility that you're throwing out.
I think, too, last time when we saw NRG versus 100 Thieves, NRG did struggle to get onto the site on a map like Haven, where Vito was playing. It felt like they struggled. Whenever they found him, they tried to avoid him a little bit, go back towards that A main. So maybe another struggle, or figuring out how to finally get past this veto.
Folks, we're all set for map 1. So let's go ahead and send it over to your casters for this showdown. Here's Bren and Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, and we have an explosive match here between these two teams. It is do or die territory, elimination on the line, and not just that, really your final chance to really get a chance to even potentially book a ticket to Santiago, right? This just gets you into the running for the lower bracket grand finals. Doesn't even get you all the way there. But between these two teams, we have to mention, and Adesi's been talking about it, it is going to be an uphill battle for this 100 Thieves squad, because the amount of footage that's on display for them, they have played 18 maps of Valorant, the most out of any team still in America's Kickoff. And guess what? They're playing against the opponents of NRG, notorious for their prep work, the anteing. It's what got them a championship title and what gives them that title as the reigning champions.
NRG have actually only lost maps here when they don't know what their opponents are running throughout Kickoff. They've only lost on maps where they were surprised by a new composition, a new map that they hadn't seen before. And just look at the pistol stats. You can see how much difference there is in terms of available footage. But NRG have played against 100 Thieves before. They've got to be ready for this veto. I think the desk is completely correct that that's the main point of focus.
There's a real sticking point for NRG when they played against G2 on this map.
Oh, Leaf was eating them alive.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, the pace I think the G2 threw at NRG, they were hard limit testing this squad.
Well, look here. NRG have feinted over towards A, and that might have been to try to drag out some piece of big util. They got rid of the 0 point from Asuna, but this interceptor is still waiting over towards B if they go in that direction. Feels like Ethan, though, is leading his team more towards an A finish.
Yeah. A lot of poking, a lot of working on the map.
I think you have to against this comp from 100 Thieves.
But you're right about the A finish. I mean, Scuba's inserted into A main if he hears any sort of sound cues. But okay, Cryo's going to be tested nice and early here. Does come off the head of Ethan. Double dash forwards, the target priority. Cryo didn't want to turn his attention around, just trying to take it. But Kiko going walkabouts now and just letting loose into essentially almost their spawn, just into the corner area. But this is potentially a risky business here. Bang is left now into the 1v2. Thanks for the good work that Vora was putting in there. Very much overwhelmed.
Spike planted.
Plan down, though.
And Brock's going to be able to retreat. He can regroup with Scuba, and this is going to be very difficult for Bang to crack.
Yeah, you got Stars.
He's been fantastic recently, Bang. But this one's a huge uphill battle.
He's got no util. Brock just got the dart online, too.
Stun, pull. Scuba with so much.
Bang. He's not tapping. He's going hunting for the kills. He knows that that's his win con, but still, the Stars are laid down. Scuba playing his life. First tap is going to be pulling out one of them. Stuns comes next, and it is really just a difficult scenario all around. Bang now, forced to stick it all the way through. Scuba plays it perfectly. Excellency on display from the reigning world champs.
But they needed 2 critical kills from Kiko there, through mid. The European import player really showcasing why they've added him to the roster. His aim is fantastic. I do like that from Cryo. The fact that he's just completely ignoring the Waylay.
Yeah.
Both of these teams play a ton of Waylay, and they both should be very good at identifying how to play against it as well. It's a difficult comp to work. I think NRG themselves are going to find this attack side difficult. I know that we've just seen them go 1-0 up on the pistol, but they do have to try to navigate a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
On the defense side, not just the interceptor, but the 0 point as well, can neutralize Ethan and Brock's double initiator comp. It's going to be tough.
It definitely is. 100 Thieves here, gearing up to potentially see if they can get the punish off. Mada's got that hinder though, and that's going to be cowering again the rest of the 100 Thieves pack. He does remove 2 of them, some sharp shooting with the Sheriff. Mada was allowed to play a bit more aggressive. He was only going to be handing over the pistol. The rest of his team absorbing up that space onto A.
They have to flip the map here. Ethan planting for backside because you don't control A main. Good protocol from NRG.
Drone going out.
And a very light investment, actually, in terms of the weaponry in this round. 2 players coming in with pistols, and Ethan also saving a bit of money by going for the Stinger.
Yeah.
But, of course, Brock is getting out the Odin as early as possible. Get that...
It's bread and butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that gun in his hands ASAP.
It's going to happen. Asuna will just look to, again, do a bit of damage here, but the composition that NRG are running, it's not exactly the kills that you want to hand them. You don't want to start getting them generating these ultimates early on.
They can afford to lose quite a few players here as well. So it's not even like losing Mada.
Yeah.
Was that damaging whatsoever. A clean start for NRG.
And NRG have been so good at managing their economy, honestly, the entire time in Kickoff. Don't want to nerd out about it too much, but if they notice that their opponents don't pick up the Outlaw too much, they'll buy half armor.
Oh, they buy half armor so much.
They do it a lot if they think they're not going to get punished for it.
It's something that 100 Thieves should be ready for and aware of. I'd like to see Cryo especially, maybe even Timo sometimes, picking up the Outlaw if they're reading into the economy of NRG. But this
Scuba's
round,
doing it.
yeah, this round it's a real mixed buy, isn't it?
Half armor across the board for 100 Thieves as well. We were just talking about it on the other side of things. Oh, no. Second guessing himself.
Drone going out.
Going for the rifle, but bonus is potent from NRG here.
Again, the Interceptor tucked into this position over towards B. This is where Leaf was playing it for G2 as well, and it caused NRG so many problems. But they've had a chance to look at that VOD, and I'm sure they've got some ideas of how to mitigate it.
Ooh, it's a risky fight to be taken back. Just wide out into the open there. Just gets the one before the trade in sight. Kiko on top of it.
Losing Mada makes it harder to hit one of the sites, but of course, if you do get the plant down, it's much easier without Bang there. Does Ethan anticipate this? It's a really, really tucked up position.
This is so unorthodox. Ethan's even just jiggling it. I mean, the hinder. Some inclination. Maybe a sound cue was given off, and Scuba's just picking off Cryo onto the other side of the map. This is going to make things incredibly simple for NRG. Slowly working the advantages.
It's a disaster of a round to lose for 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
What a freeze. What a pause. Called in the round here for NRG just to make 100 Thieves sweat. Prowler used a stack over towards the B side because they're reading into the fact if Cryo's dead, they're probably going to hit into where the Interceptor was. They've left A completely open. Ethan playing them like a fiddle right now.
Yeah, maybe if there was a player still waiting in A, this could be a dangerous scenario for NRG, but themselves, they've got an open site for the taking. 15 seconds left. This plant will go down without any pushback.
Ethan's currently playing very boldly too. He's putting his body on the line in a lot of these situations.
Yeah.
And with Mada dead, you do need someone to step up. This now looks really tough for 100
I mean, you've got the salvos, double shocks, the nano swarms piling up, the pull. I mean, it's a nightmare scenario. As soon as NRG get into any sort of post plant, good luck. Already the util's being primed. 100 Thieves trying to make a good go of this one, but honestly, this is just looking futile. The pull, the shocks, it's all laid in. Long-range artillery flying overhead, and NRG, they got the guns to back it up. Just the way that they've been managing their money this whole time. A bonus conversion. This is clinical so far.
What are these average Jonas shock darts coming in from
This is unbelievable,
as well?
man.
You're
just not allowed to play the game.
It is brutal to watch. If you manage to get into a post plan with NRG's comp, it's diabolical. The amount of stuff that's going to be there layered onto the spike.
Yeah. Every single agent has a tool for post plan, with the exception of maybe Mada. But even then,
yeah,
it's like, okay.
Mada's going to fight them.
Yeah, he's going to fight them, right? He's going to use his guns.
Yeah.
So.
Bonkar's happy about this.
Yeah.
Everything according to game plan so far. And the veto pick has not actually bothered NRG at all yet.
No.
One of the areas that the veto's fantastic at is fighting over A main. So you do these big A main fights, and the attackers here, NRG wouldn't be able to actually commit their utility to it. But NRG have started the rounds by not going heavily into one of the areas of the map. They're poking and prodding a bit more, trying to feel out where 100 Thieves are committing to. And I would imagine that Bonkar's told them, if the early Interceptor gets committed, then you wait it out and choose a timing to hit a site once it's down. Because you have that long cooldown when Cryo can't use it again.
Yeah.
And I think this is just the advantage that NRG are going to have in this match, is that they've been able to talk about all of this stuff. They're not seeing it for the first time.
I mean, they've already lost to it, essentially, been pressed by the veto.
Yeah.
We're talking about how good it was when it was first showcased against NRG as a team, because they love their util. They're able to use it. Cryo. It's just the shot's just gone a little bit wide there. Couldn't quite land it onto Kiko. And again, another open side over. It is a half buy for 100 Thieves.
Ethan looking to build up his ultimate as quickly as possible.
I mean, this is worst case scenario, really. Oh, Tibertino's in, though. He's already got himself a kill. That is a filthy peek.
The head tuck.
Ethan's just playing with him, man. He did that one before.
It's nasty.
It's disgusting. Just playing in his teammates for it. Bang's now left to do it all in a 1v4, and listen, even if NRG didn't have any util available, I would say it's unlikely, but very, very difficult for him.
You're seeing the difference here in terms of the team prep, right?
Listen, I don't want to be too doomer too early on, but
it's been 4 rounds.
Business is booming. The guns are flowing right now for NRG. They're going to be able to buy probably until the end of the half, and they have major ults online. And it's clear that they've done their homework and know how to play around the veto.
It's going to be tough.
It's the hardest possible scenario for 100 Thieves.
It is, yeah.
If they manage to pull this back, it would be a miracle.
Well, they've put themselves in a hole very early on, haven't they?
Oh, no, there's no way.
That is disgusting.
It's filthy.
Well, the coaches are going to have to implement some kind of change up here. The classic way that you want NRG to be playing, where they just util dump into you and you get rid of it all with the interceptor or with the knife, and then you can gain that information of where they originally wanted to go and push out other areas of the map. That's not working for 100 Thieves. NRG are too smart for it right now. So you got to adapt. You got to change things up a little, and the slower tempo makes sense for Timatino grabbing an op. This isn't a weapon that we would strongly associate with Timatino.
No, I would associate shotguns.
Sure, yeah.
but
I think it makes sense because NRG are not trying to use early round a lot of their drone utility, you know, because they're worried about them finding no value into an interceptor or into a KO knife. So having Timatino posted so that they can't do as much contacting around the map, I think makes some sense. I don't think it's going to be the panacea, the cure-all, but I think it'll give NRG another challenge that they'll have to adapt to.
yeah, I'd hard agree with that.
My big problem with it though, Brent, is if Timatino does go for this heavy investment of trying to pick up the operator into this next round, you're running into the ults for NRG.
Yeah.
So they can increase the tempo by just throwing a Waylay ult into your face, throwing a lockdown at you, and then do you actually have the funds to be able to run your game plan again in the next?
It's a great point. It's a very good point. Because NRG, to be methodical for now. We're going to see an early fight over towards A main, though. And
This is where the interceptor can be big.
this is where it should be used.
There it goes. 2 pieces of utility broken instantly. So 1 salvo gone, 1 shock dart gone. But to be honest, in terms of util that it deleted, that's pretty low.
Yeah.
Low value, right?
It's not just that. I think NRG are making adjustments. They actually had a pull in the main choke to ensure that if they did come into the fight, oh, shot going wide. Timatino, that was a chance you're probably not going to get again. It's just waiting it out. I mean, even again, he's just toying with his opponents right now.
I am surprised, though, that they're not trying to take this timing into A. They have a timing while the interceptor is down to try to hit a site with these ultimates. And they haven't really taken it. They've tried to push the operator back on the other line, and now Cryo's going to be in a spot where he actually gets his interceptor back as NRG hit a site. Feels like they might have missed an opportunity here. Look, now Cryo's got the interceptor back. The cooldown is not that long.
Down to 36 seconds left. Plenty of ults to use. Conversion pass looks like it's being primed ready. It's going to clear the one side of the site. Stuns in through the back alongside the salvos, but that interceptor does eat up a load of the util while they're at it, and 100 Thieves could potentially put on a bit of a defense, and bang, he falls, topples already. Cryo looking to receive, but again, Mada is unstoppable. Vora in through the back. Mada! Can't be doing it to a man. Barely any breathing room given up to 100 Thieves, but this is a man that is on fire and going hunting. He wants the ace.
He's already had so many in his brief career so far in Americas, and he's hunting down Timatino with an op. Trying desperately to keep this key win condition alive for 100 Thieves. And Mada is on the prowl.
Yeah, he smells blood in the water. He's going to know the rough position. And know that that investment is there. They heard the op shots ring out, and now there's the indicator. Mada be the longest clip in history. He's really taking it out, and even just stole it. He stole it anyway.
Be right back.
What the hell,
What
man?
is that?
Should have been another stat. Tragic.
I know.
But not as tragic as it is for 100 Thieves looking at Agusek still on the board, down 0-5. These are raw aim duels, right? Bang is just taking a raw aim duel, so is Cryo.
One enemy remaining.
And then they even double swing towards the end, and Mada still feasts on Vora and Asna. To some degree, like, your game plan worked for 100 Thieves. You managed to buy enough time that you had the interceptor back up, you know where Mada passed to, you should be able to punish the guy. That is just
about winning the fights.
Yeah,
at
it's
the end
just about shooting him. And they failed.
There it is, another clash to occur. But again, look at that util! It's too good. NRG are incredibly ready for it.
Hard punish there.
It's a pull and a salvo, yeah. So if you hard commit into the fight, you're going to get punished. And they know the rough position that Timatino's going to want to play in with the refract as well.
Well, he's the player that could have been the difference maker, but he's down 1 and 6.
Oh.
There goes Cryo as well. Light armor on all 3 of the other players, and Kiko's got an opportunity to feast. This map is not close.
No.
There have been very few opportunities for 100 Thieves to get back into this one, and it looks like their economy is going to get broken again. the Duma narrative felt like it was too early, but man, this is tough.
Yeah, it's a tough watch. I'll say that much.
It's just...
But it's also excellency on display from the reigning world champs. So.
It really is. The adaptation to take the same composition but play it differently to completely counter what 100 Thieves are looking to accomplish.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. The question is, can they keep it up?
30
and does it follow
left.
into the next maps as well?
I'm going to give the plan to Ethan. Okay.
Spike planted.
Not going to critique him too much, but
Yeah, they could have done a little more
could have done a bit more
optimization.
min-maxing.
Yeah.
All good.
They are up 0-5, looking like they're going to be up 6-0.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. No, I listen. I can't fault them too much. Everything is going right for them right now.
I think you've got to be chasing, right? You've got...
Yeah, you want these guns out of the hands of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, you've got retirement funds. You've been able to pay off your student
Dude,
loan.
I mean, look at this.
You've got
It's
a 401k.
unbelievable. It's old money at this point.
Yeah.
High-low from 100 Thieves. They know how important it is to hold on to these weapons. Can't afford to be losing it. Scuba, with that one kill, backs himself out.
He also got his ult off the back of that. So did Ethan by
so
going
did
and
Ethan.
chasing. So.
Yeah, the two people that precisely wanted to go hunting for the kills.
They don't manage to take guns out of Vora and Asna's hands. So, you know, Vora will be able to drop a weapon over. Can they get together some kind of odd buy? Probably, but it's not good. Look at that.
Yeah.
The pull is a really nice addition to the way that they're playing.
Yeah, I can't remember if they were doing it before when they were playing against the Vito, but it essentially just forces your opponents to all in the A fight if they commit.
Yeah.
Because you essentially can't cross that boundary, right, at a choke point, so...
Well, the buy is not fully committed from 100 Thieves. They're going to keep a half-buy setup where Timotino's got enough money to be able to afford an op in the next. But the Interceptor's been committed very early on. And you hear the Interceptor going off over towards A. And NRG know that they can't win the A fight, so they back it up. And now they can use their util to clear out Timotino.
Timotino's going to converge a pass. That's offloaded way too early. He was hoping to do it off his team's contact, and they just dissipate. NRG absorb all the aggression, peel it back. Drone used to clear a bit of a path forwards.
And 100 Thieves need to buy another 20 seconds for the Interceptor to come back online. The smoke could well do that. NRG heading in the opposite direction. They know that 100 Thieves have stacked A. Asna with a 0 point could definitely buy enough time. It's all just about the weaponry though too.
Yeah.
And the ults. The ults are overwhelming here for NRG.
Big group up from NRG. Not looking to let anything slip at this point. You've already got a hell of a lead. During the sound cues, the drone gets used, and that's a 0 point to cancel that one out. But a lockdown, and it's perfect timing. Right before the suppression kicks in.
30 seconds left. You want to fight it?
30 seconds left. You see that Cosmic Divide now propped up. Asna has the weapon, but he has to respect again. Lockdown in play. Zero entertainments, but it buys that space for NRG to get that plant down. Brock trying to look towards the extremities, the gaps potentially where that lockdown was placed, but he can't actually get a kill there, so potentially a silver lining for 100 Thieves.
Maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, an ult expended.
Grenade is live.
Sun's ricocheting out. More where that came from, though, in terms of the war chest. And Armageddon's going to be prepped exactly for this scenario. The players are already getting themselves into the fight, but Timotino split up from the rest of the pack. It's that rolling carpet bomb that just creates a wedge between him and the rest of his team, and they are just picking them to pieces right now. Mada feasting. The kills almost entirely going away of NRG here. Very little that Asuna can do from a spot like this.
If there's any silver lining at all, at least it cost NRG a lot of ultimates, but 100 Thieves are getting wrecked out here. Nothing's working. 7 rounds in a row that NRG have been able to steal away, and finally 100 Thieves find themselves with a rifle buy. Timotino has enough money to buy an op, and they are the ones with a bit of an ult advantage, because Cryo now has his evolution. So finally, they can fight on somewhat even footing. But man, they've already dug themselves in so much of a hole.
Yeah, I mean, even best case scenario, what, you're looking at 7-5 as a half?
But that would be an incredible recovery.
Yeah.
If they are able to get it to 7-5, that's a miracle for 100 Thieves. They'd love that.
Drone has been used from so far back here, just to play out of the range of that 0 point knife. Clears most of the way there, and Timotino with the op, he's just missing these chances. Potential to get that first kill on the board, and he's shaking his head. He's feeling the pressure of it, a flash and a peek, and again just goes wide. Second layer of it with the drone that Brook's going to use to again clear a path. Scuba playing off that pressure perfectly in it. The reveal up into the corner, and these players are corralled. There is nowhere to run, there is nowhere to hide, but Bang is going to look to see if he can do his best. 3 kills from him. Even it up into a 2v2. But NRG not finished yet. Damage being applied, the Odin spam into the corner, but Cryo looking to help out! And finally, there it is, 100 Thieves. They get that round that they needed.
Takes a big individual performance from Bang as well. Puts up 4 kills, snappy aim, deleting players across. Have 100 Thieves finally found a way of being able to get back into this game. Even this one was incredibly tough.
One enemy remaining.
Dropped down from heaven.
That's excellent. The way Bang is just repositioning all those fights.
They've drained the ultimates out of NRG. They have weaponry to be able to go toe-to-toe, but the armor missing on Vora, stinger for Asna. It's still not perfect. Cryo didn't have to use the evolution in the previous round. Previous round, though, he was throwing his interceptor on B, and he was playing A. This time he doubles it up. Interceptor already used, 0 point already used. NRG with the timing that they could try to take here.
I have the spike.
But they've been fairly slow-paced about it.
Yeah.
They've been looking to push back to the other side of the map, usually. And Bang, Asna, they've walked down B long, very deep.
Hey, main control, entirely theirs.
Bang was the hero in the previous round. I think they're looking at Cryo with his ultimate to be the hero here.
You're going to need something else. Ethan squaring up for a fight here. He's got his team at his back.
They are almost directly on top of each other.
Yeah.
I'm worried about those kind of high lows. They can easily get sprayed down.
Question marks rattling around the heads of these 100 Thieves players, but Vora, Timotino, they come alive right when they needed it.
One enemy remaining.
It's beautiful work. They were umming and ahhing, looking the other direction. They were worried about losing control over towards lane and double doors. But all good. They shoved them back. One hinder was all it took. Spike down. Matter. Not really any time at all to play with here. He's going to look to see if he can do a lot of damage, and that's potentially important. The money,
It's not good.
it's not good for 100 Thieves still.
But I think it'll be fine. Cryo can drop a teammate. Vora's going to finally be able to get his armor up. Remember, he came into this round with no armor. He's just got 100 health
10 seconds left.
and a desire to expunge NRG players.
Let's go.
The energy's up.
It's actually going to force a tactical timeout out of NRG here.
Yeah.
Because they're still, you know, they're fighting an uphill battle in terms of the ultimates. These rounds, they've not been forcing them out of 100 Thieves. So 4 big ults on the other side, including Null Command and Evolution, which are just going to wipe away the utility advantage that NRG's comp would have. This is a challenge, and there is still hope that this could be a 7-5 half and a massive recovery for 100 Thieves. You were talking about NRG's economy being able to buy for the rest of the half.
Well,
They might be forced onto an eco, you know, for round 12 or something, you know, like a scrappy force buy kind of thing. But the money is still pretty good.
it's pretty good. All right, though, it might get tested a little bit, these rounds coming up. The narrative is definitely being shifted a little bit here. As you were mentioning, like 100 Thieves with these ultimates that haven't been used by them. NRG are now the ones, they have a lead, not looking to lose it.
Yeah, it hasn't even been the ults, actually, that have made the difference for 100 Thieves.
Just a shooting.
Yeah, it's been their shooting and their ability to take fights in areas that NRG weren't expecting. That high-low on an off angle over towards R was a spot that NRG had not really thought to hard clear. They were just contacting into it. So Interceptor thrown for his teammates over towards B. Cryo playing with the Evolution on A.
Missile deployed.
Salvo's going to be down at a choke. A main control given up to NRG pretty easily here. 100 Thieves, Timotino. This is a brave walk forward to make them just start spotting it. Yeah, Scuba plays behind the pillar, peeks out, and the head clean off. Timotino is no more.
He's been in that spot a couple of times, but I don't think 100 Thieves at any point realized that Scuba was hiding there. They were focused more on Ethan, who's been droning from the staircase.
Yeah, looking towards the sky, not for answers, but for the 0 point. Lands between the walls, but they do timing it perfectly. Cryo stepping forwards. Just the one. The trade is there, intact by Brock.
Take flight.
Now has that drone forwards. Looking to see if they can take this one a bit more pacey with Cryo down. Don't have to worry about the interceptor as much, but the pull stunts them for a bit. Scuba's going to be bundled up inside that smoke. An adjustment of the aim. Bang. Tries to get it under his control, but traded out. Kiko's still alive, and now that plant down. Brock is isolated here onto the site. Needs to be concerned to a degree. There's Yuto flying forwards, but he's finding the fights anyway. Ice-wing them entirely on his own. It's picture perfect once more.
And the individuals are still capable of winning rounds for NRG, even when things get scrappy. You know, they've still got such quality on this roster. We saw Mata with a 4K earlier on, taking raw fights across dugout. Here, Kiko comes in, instant on the trade, and Brock just starts deleting people at the backside. But even when 100 Thieves feel like they've got themselves into a decent position, NRG have got what it takes to punch back. And we were telling you a story for 100 Thieves comeback, and now it looks really dire because, again, they didn't even use an ult in the round, but now they don't have the money to apply the same pressure with their weaponry. So
knocked back down to reality.
Yeah, I think that might have been the round that
recall
has sealed it up for NRG. Dominant half.
Yeah, the money's weak. NRG go over towards B. One of the first times they've been pushing over towards this, but deep push, deep fight to be taken, and Mata's position unaccounted for. Crossed up, and it was the angle. Everybody had their aim trained on that one choke point. Could have been potential for 100 Thieves, but now just Cryo scrambling to get involved in a 1v3, but he only has that Bulldog.
Perfect time to saturate too.
Spike planted.
Hold on. Snappy! Cryo! Pulling it back from the brink, perhaps. The 1v1, him versus Ethan. Lot to account for. Ethan has util, but an evolution potentially in play to just ignore all the util entirely. And he's gearing up, trying to take these fights. Interceptor, active, a tap, waiting for it. Ethan pokes out, trying to get the acknowledgement that this isn't happening. Cryo onto half already. It's a wink on Earn, and now he just needs the clean fight. It's Ethan jiggling, evolution's out, the salvo ignored, and Cryo! It's pure brilliance on display, and his team needed that.
That's an astonishing round from Cryo. He's got no armor and a Bulldog strapped together. The only guy with anything even resembling a rifle.
Never seen anyone do that with a Bulldog. I'm just going to say that straight up.
He's lasered them.
You fire that gun more than a few bullets, and it just starts kicking wildly. But he is controlled.
Yeah, it's burst firing, isn't it? It's never more than 3 bullets at a time, and they're all drilled into NRG heads.
And he knows exactly what he needs to do in this scenario. Yeah. Interceptor, as soon as that fades, the evolution to ignore the salvo.
It's perfect. And just as we were talking about, NRG dominating the half. Hold on, 100 Thieves might be back.
Trying going for another round of things here. He's hard committed. Hunter's Fury. Interceptor's not going to do much about that. But he dodges the beams for now. He's playing a slide off angle. This drone is awkward, trying to play the time in. The damage, though, cancels it. And look at this. Bit of spam into the smoke, and that does the job. Ethan's going to be dropped.
That's the domination of the A-main fight that 100 Thieves have been looking for. That's part of the game plan. Mata chose not to invest his converging paths into it. Could have been an opportunity there to try to force the fight. But instead, now they have to navigate a 4v5. And 100 Thieves get to spread out the defenders again. Whiff on the saturate.
Yeah, he sends it perhaps a little bit too early. I think anticipating that pressure's coming through, but
hit the door frame as well, I think.
Yeah.
You should run.
Full lane control, so lockdown is going to be used here. Maybe to break it. Nade seems like it missed the mark.
They're pinging out the areas that people can hide from the lockdown, but do they have anything to actually cover that area?
It's overstaying. He's going to get detained here. The refracts pulled back. The timing's perfect, actually. He's just dodged the timing on it. Potentially could take this. It's a window of opportunity, and he's winning his fight out as a spike drop down. Kiko trying to supplement, trying to even this one back into his favor, and his team's fight to be taken. He's just one man. What can he do? Ice-wing moving, juking! Kiko!
Where does that come from?
That is filthy!
Astonishing stuff from the EMEA star. Where has he pulled those kills from? Under insane pressure, pivoting around pillar.
30 seconds left.
Just as Cryo lands a sucker punch at NRG, Kiko hits the counter. Look at these. This one, he wrangles it. The next shot is insane.
Oh my God, Gio!
That's unbelievable. is just unbelievable.
Slack-jawed astonishment from the IGL. A guy who's been around the block and seen great plays and great players everywhere around him on the other side and beside him. And that still stuns him. What a half.
Can I help you, sir?
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of these fine cars.
Not how it works.
Guess you're not as cool as Verizon.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal today.
Caught in the middle, I don't know where I stand, 'cause you're mixing the signals, and it's out of my hands. We fight, then you put my head on your chest. I cry, the next thing we're getting undressed. Last night's the last time you're getting my bed. Where do we go? Is it over? I need you close, only closure. I gotta know if you want me right here by my side. Where do we go?
Despite the best efforts of 100 Thieves, they were able to punch back and at least get 3 rounds on the board versus an NRG that was really shining. The individuals, I think, as well honed towards the end of that half. But this has always been essentially an uphill battle. We kind of set that up at the beginning of this series. 100 Thieves have played the most rounds, I think 403 before this game, out of any team in Kickoff, right? And the most maps on top of it. It's reflected in the pistol rounds. I mean, you can see that just in this sheer sample size that 100 Thieves have played versus NRG.
13 wins, 24 losses on the pistol. It's also not a great percentage, but it does just show you how many maps they play too.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to need one here. If there's a route back into this game, it must start with 100 Thieves winning this round and NRG already calling in reinforcements. There's going to be 4 players defending.
It's a heavy stack. NRG, all the right pieces into place. Martino into that back hole angle. Ethan's going to be dropped. Moment's notice here, and the rest of 100 Thieves looking to follow through onto this, but it's angle unaccounted for. Mada tucked close here, tight towards it. He's already got himself 2, but a refract surely the punish. Cryo taking over, at least answering back. 2v3, NRG, health advantage. 2 of these players of 100 Thieves are low. They'll go down to potentially a single bullet. Cryo looking for the peak timing, but Scuba was anticipating it, just waiting. Primed. Brock and Scuba, they know patience. Ingrained in them with the playstyle of NRG. Brock missing the jump timing. I think he was just trying to get on top of that one, but still making it awkward now. And listen, the players are just pulled wide out into the open. Difficult spot to be in if you're 100 Thieves.
It's the information that NRG have towards the end there. They're playing a 2v3, they're down a player, but they know where everybody is. Cryo was the only one that could have given them any sort of trouble in that situation. But he swings out and gets baited into an early peek. Pretty perfectly played from the NRG squad.
I think I saw him and freaked out, bro.
Seemed like he kept his calm well enough. It's now a 7-round lead for NRG. Timatino's pulling out the shorty to see if they can get anything done. But not even going for a force when you're down. You're down this far.
Up I go.
Gonna be very difficult, any kind of run back. And this is 100 Thieves map pick, remember? This is where they were hoping that the veto would seal their success.
Updraft, light speed. Timatino was hoping to catch a player unaware.
Watcher, expire.
You're right, this is their map pick, but I think it goes to show, listen, you can have an idea of how to essentially show up on a given day versus NRG, but it takes a different caliber, I think, to put that theory into practice. Not that Cryo's been playing poorly on the veto. I think it's been a nice twist, but...
Yeah, maybe they should have done the G2 and just picked brand new compositions.
Just ran at them as well, yeah.
It takes a special team to completely reinvent what you're up to, especially when 100 Thieves have just had to play yesterday against C9.
NRG happy to give them control of mid. See the player positions, just absorbing a lot of it. Anchoring onto the sites, making sure the sewers is watched for. Knife into the back alongside the C's. A lot of util, but there's going to be a shotgun waiting on the other side of it here. So you're about to be turned shredded by the pellets. 100 Thieves will aim to at least try and get themselves into here, but again, defensive positions of NRG just a little bit too good here. Anchor spot positions, not even a plant, not even that consolation prize for 100 Thieves to potentially buffer out a bit of money.
No, NRG have got tons of stuff to be able to work with here. A bonus where they can try to just affect 100 Thieves' economy and push them down onto a bad buy. And it's getting a bit desperate in these situations. I think you're going to see 100 Thieves trying to make more and more hero plays to recover an 8-round deficit. But most of those moments have come from NRG. Cryo, bang, gave us a round each. That's disgusting.
Oh my god. Okay.
Can we get a hot fix on that one?
You're about to see some wall panels put up, I think.
Oh my god.
And it's just, okay, well, Kiko does drop. That was just from some exploration out towards Art.
You didn't get rid of Brock, though. And if he can tuck himself in, look where he's pathing right now, so that he can get spam down on everybody who tries to enter the site.
Yeah.
You can play for that early peak and then drop back. So difficult to get a plant down on A when there's a guy with an Odin here who's so good. He knows everything. Feels sometimes like he's playing with the walls turned off.
Yeah. Ethan looking to re-explore, get a bit more information for where 100 Thieves could be, and a timing taken is perfect at that. Everybody's turned away from him.
Spike down.
2 kills. Quick as anything. Immediately just plays his life.
It's a huge gap that just shouldn't exist. 100 Thieves have got to be more decisive if they're trying to take the timing or have somebody watching their back. A 1v4. We saw an exceptional 1v3 from Cryo.
30 seconds left.
And there it is. That 12th round for NRG.
Brock's unstoppable.
He is.
Defense side, Odin in hand.
Match point.
He's everywhere and everything. Learn this one for your games.
Okay.
3 kills. 3 kills.
And that's just a punish on the knife lineup.
Yeah, that's disgusting, actually.
Real prep being put in.
Yeah, that's why it won't work in your rank games, actually. Because
Yes. No one's going to be doing that.
No one's using those lineups.
Yep. He custom crafted that cringe just for Asuna.
And Asuna's having a hell of a game, man. 2 and 13. He's getting bullied out here. And it's not like...
Tough.
It's not like he's really had an opportunity, man, either.
No.
You know, he's not tossing rounds.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
It's just...
the initial game plan that NRG are going with, everything's working, that they haven't really had to lead into the shooting that much. It's only like the later half of that first half, right? Where they were getting pressed. The NRG players were having to, you know, shoot back a little bit.
But no, nothing was working for 100 Thieves.
No.
A game plan gap here. You don't lose by, you know, 12-3. This could be 13-3 maybe. Some kind of comeback is going to be mounted here. That's what 100 Thieves are hoping for with their tag timeout. But, you know, 9 opportunities to close out on your opponent's map pick of Pearl and dismiss the ideas that you can't deal with a veto. NRG have already showcased they're very good against the Sage, which is the other pocket pick that 100 Thieves like to run. They beat them on Corrode previously. They'll have game plans on Split, where Asuna likes to play Sage on that map too. And that's even if we get there, because...
Yeah, Abyss is map 2. It's
and NRG look amazing on Abyss.
NRG love it.
This is looking rough. There were glimmers of hope towards the end of that first half. 100 Thieves are going to have to find that again.
Interesting defense by NRG, looking for the hard A main fight, but as soon as they realize that all the actions heading over towards B, start maneuvering the pieces once more. A lot of util to potentially delay. 0 point. Nanoswarms had to be dead prior, so slight bit of delay here. Still holding on to the back horse position. Kiko being swarmed as util everywhere, yet still manages to get one. Astounding stuff. Scuba trying to assert himself and announce onto the stage, but again, he will be traded out. Evolution allows Cryo the ability to just shrug off the util, so the plant is down in a 3v3. Drone trying to spot out the player positions. Hunter's Fury now going to be offloaded. Brock's using this one to see if he can take that fight. What a tag! The damage done. Vora taken out, but Cryo, he does even it out once more. 2v2.
Caution here.
Cryo And Asuna looking to step up, looking to stay alive in this map. It's all for them, but Cryo is the one who's doing the heavy lifting right now. Standing strong, but it's now down to Asuna in that 1v1. Ethan on the defuse, sticking to Harvey. Here's the rumble, here's the footsteps, sticking in. He lands the shot, snapping to the dome. 13-3. What a finish for our opening map here in this elimination game.